It's hard to watch Semenyo these days and not get hype.
Semenyo!
The man has been in fantastic form.
And it's a joy for the fans to watch him play. He's such a talented footballer, and I love watching him play.
In fact, you can make the argument that he has been the most informed player in the Premier League.
He's incredible. He shows it every game now, and he's just world class. And we are glad to have him. And what I said, we are a good team, and he is the one who also scores goals for us, and we appreciate that for sure. He's done an amazing job.
He's so important to this Bournemouth team. Every time they need a spark, it's Semenyo providing it. He's scoring all different types of goals, curling shots from the edge of the box, solo runs, and he's doing it in big moments. Take the comeback win over Fulham. With Bournemouth trailing 1-0 late, it was Semenyo that produced a moment of magic.
Semenyo, left side of the Fulham box. He's going to have a run at Castagna, couple of step overs, gets to the byline. Brilliant from Semenyo, lays it across goal. In fact, he's put it in the far corner. Sensational from Semenyo.
It's a shocking rise, especially considering how much has changed at Bournemouth over the summer. Many big clubs were already after him before he signed a contract extension with the Cherries. He has come a long way from being an unknown player in the lower tiers of English football. Semenyo's journey to the top wasn't easy at all. Born in January of 2000 in London, he grew up dreaming of becoming a footballer like so many other kids. He spent his teenage years going from trial to trial, Arsenal, Tottenham, Millwall, hoping one of those big clubs would take him in. But every time, the answer was the same: no. In 2017, at the age of 17, Semenyo finally got the break he'd been chasing after. He signed with Bristol City's academy. Now, it wasn't a glamorous top division club, but it was a professional setup and a chance to prove himself in the Football League. Those early times at Bristol was all about learning and proving himself for Semenyo, because a year after joining, in 2018, the club gave him his first professional contract. But instead of keeping him on the bench, they wanted him to get real experience. So they sent him on loan to Bath City, a small club in the 6th tier of English football. It was worlds away from the big stadiums and perfect pitches of the Premier League. This was a tough, physical, old school football setup. But Semenyo loved it. He didn't shy away from the challenges, he went all in. He ended up scoring 6 goals in 16 games, showing flashes of the powerful, explosive forward he later become. Bath fans saw something special in him, and by the time his short loan ended, Bristol City were very impressed by how quickly he had adapted to senior football. The following season, the club wanted him to push further, so they sent him out on loan again, this time to Newport County in League 2, the 4th tier. There was a jump in the quality, and as a result, Semenyo progressed even faster. At first, everyone thought he would play as a striker, but Newport's coaches decided to move him out wide, and it turned out to be a genius move. Playing on the wing allowed him to use his speed and dribbling to run directly at defenders, and he was electric. He scored on his League Cup debut, then bagged his first goal shortly after. It didn't take long for Newport fans to fall in love with him. By January of 2019, people were already talking about how good this young loanee from Bristol looked. Then came the moment that changed everything. In January of 2019, Newport County faced Leicester City in the FA Cup. Most expected Leicester, a Premier League side, to cruise through, but not Semenyo. As a teenager, he played the full match and helped Newport pull out an upset, a 2-1 win. Going head to head with Premier League players and coming out on top gave him a huge confidence boost. It showed that he belonged at a higher level. Bristol City clearly agreed, because the day after that famous win, they called him back from loan. When Semenyo returned to Bristol City in 2019, he finally got his shot with the first team. He was given the number 18 shirt and thrown into the chaos of the Championship, a league that is known for being physical, fast, and unforgiving. It wasn't easy at first. Semenyo didn't play every game, and when he did play, things didn't always go perfectly. In fact, in one of his early appearances, he even picked up a red card for a rough challenge. Still though, Bristol City saw something special in him. They were patient, using him off the bench in some games and then giving him starts in others to help him grow. And little by little, Semenyo began to show what he could really do. Everything really came together for him in the 2021-2022 season. By then, he was around 21 years old, more mature, more confident, and he was actually ready to take over games. Playing mostly as a winger, he delivered a breakout year at the time with 8 goals and 12 assists in 32 games across all competitions. Those were serious numbers for a young player. Every week, fans at Ashton Gate got used to seeing Semenyo either score or set someone else up. He very quickly became one of the first names on the team sheet, and his hard work didn't go unnoticed. In January of 2022, he was named the Championship Player of the Month after putting up 3 goals and 3 assists in just 1 month. He also took home Bristol City's Young Player Player of the Year award, officially confirming what fans already knew. Semenyo was a star in the making. By the end of that season, it was obvious that he had outgrown the championship. His mix of pace, strength, and power made him a nightmare for defenders. He could play through the middle as a striker or out wide on the wing, making him even harder to defend against. He could even drop deep to pick up the ball, drive forward, or get him behind. Whatever the game needed, he provided. All those years learning to play out wide was definitely a massive factor, because now he was just as good at crossing and creating chances as he was at finishing them. Naturally, Premier League clubs started circling. By late 2022, several top-flight scouts were watching him closely. Bristol City knew they might lose him soon, especially with his contract running down. So when January of 2023 came around, they decided it was time to cash in before he could leave for free. And that's when Bournemouth stepped in.
Bournemouth have completed the signing of the Ghana international Antoine Semenyo from Bristol City. They have been after him throughout the window, as have a number of other Premier League clubs, including Crystal Palace. He signed a 4.5-year deal, 23 years old, and the info that we have with regard to the deal is an initial £9 million payment plus £1.5 million in add-ons. As I mentioned, they beat off quite a bit of competition, Bournemouth, but they're showing great ambition in this transfer window, and they've completed another signing. Antoine Semenyo on a 4.5-year deal from Bristol City to Bournemouth, done.
After a small bidding war with Crystal Palace, Bournemouth won the race, signing Semenyo for around £10.5 million. It was a very smart deal for both sides. Bournemouth got a young, hungry forward ready for the Premier League, and Semenyo finally got the big chance he'd been working towards his whole life. But when he did join the Cherries, he walked into a totally different world. The club was fighting for survival in the Premier League. He had arrived in the middle of the season, which is never ideal. New club, new teammates, a faster league. It was a lot to handle all at once. The manager at the time, Gary O'Neill, didn't rush him in. Semenyo actually started out coming off the bench, making his Premier League debut in February of 2023. But again, even in those short bursts, you could see the raw talent, the pace, the power, and that fearless drive to take players on. It was clear that he had something different, even if he was still adjusting to the speed and physicality of top-flight football. That first half season was all about learning. He made 11 league appearances, mostly as a sub, although he did score his first Premier League goal, which is a big moment for any player. It wasn't a flashy debut season, but Bournemouth staff saw the bigger picture. They liked his attitude, his pressing, and his willingness to work for the team. And when Bournemouth managed to stay up, it felt like a small but meaningful first step for Semenyo too. And it was, because in the 2023-2024 season, he really started to shine. With Iraola now as the manager, with a full preseason under his belt, Semenyo looked like a different player. He was fitter, sharper on the ball, and just more confident. In that season, he played 33 Premier League matches, scoring 8 goals and adding a couple of assists. Not too bad for a 23-year-old in his first full season at the Premier League level. But the thing with Semenyo is it wasn't just about the numbers, it was also when he scored. Many of his goals came at crucial times. They were equalizers, winners, and then of course there was the quality of the goals. He'd pick the ball up, turn his defender, and then drive straight at goal. No hesitation, no overthinking, no tap-ins. The other thing that made Semenyo special was his two-footed ability. Most players favor one side, but Semenyo can genuinely shoot with both. He could cut inside from the left and smash it in with his right, or sprint down the right flank and finish it with his left. It made him unpredictable and a nightmare to defend against. By the end of that 2023-2024 season, not only had Bournemouth stayed up, they finished comfortably mid-table, and Semenyo had established himself as one of their key players. He had shown that he could handle the Premier League, he could score important goals, and make things happen even when the team wasn't at its best. What's crazy is that even then, you could tell there was more to come, that he had another level that he could hit, and that's exactly what happened the following season, when Semenyo exploded into one of the best players in the league. If the 2023-2024 season was about Semenyo finding his footing, then the 2024-2025 season was when he truly arrived. Like I said, under Iraola, Bournemouth completely changed their style. They played fast attacking football built on energy and pressing, and that style fits Semenyo perfectly. He became a guaranteed starter and the main man in Bournemouth's attack. What followed was one of the club's best ever seasons, and Semenyo was right at the center of it all. He delivered end product like never before. By the end of the season, he had 13 goals and 7 assists in all competitions, with double-digit goals coming just in the Premier League. Bournemouth hit a record points total and finished 9th in the league, matching their highest ever finish. For a club of Bournemouth's size, this was a massive achievement, and a lot of it was thanks to Semenyo's performances. If Bournemouth had gotten a result, chances are Semenyo was involved in it somehow. And now as he performed more and more, he gained a reputation as a big game player. Against stronger opponents, when Bournemouth needed someone to step up, Semenyo often delivered. Whether it was a crucial goal, an assist, or his relentless pressing, the man was just everywhere. He was near the top in shots, dribbles, and pressing actions among his teammates. Proof that he wasn't only attacking, but also defending from the front. And it's that incredible work rate that made fans love him even more. You tune into any Bournemouth game and you can hear the crowd roar his name. The fans love his fight, his energy, and his fearless style of play. The guy just doesn't stop running, whether he has the ball or not. He plays with pure passion. You can tell that he really loves the game, and that love rubs off on everyone watching. And as the seasons have gone on, the rest of football is beginning to pay attention. I'm finally seeing pundits talk about him. I'm seeing his name come up in social media posts. Reports had already come out linking him with Manchester United, with Liverpool, and Tottenham. But Bournemouth weren't just about to let their star man go. With these ambitious new owners, they wanted to prove that they're not just a selling club. So when the rumors started, Bournemouth acted fast. They offered Semenyo a new 5-year deal and he signed it. It was a huge statement. Bournemouth valued him like a superstar, and he showed loyalty by committing his best years to the club. And what an investment it was, because as great as Semenyo's 2024-2025 season was, he's gone and topped it so far. He's come into the new campaign full of confidence and he looks like a man on a mission. We saw it on the opening day at Anfield. In a game that was unfortunately marred by racist abuse from the crowd, Semenyo responded in the best way possible by scoring 2 goals against the defending champions at Anfield, one of the toughest places in the world to do it. And that game really set the tone for what was to come. By early of October 2025, Semenyo had already racked up 6 goals and 3 assists in just 7 games, putting him near the top for both the scoring and assist charts. The guy's been unstoppable. He's been consistent, he's had a large impact all the time, his efficiency has gone up in front of goal. He's much more clinical now, and it's proof of just how much he's improved. Because he's not just relying on his pace and power anymore. He's really thinking like a top attacker. And when you watch him play right now, you see the confidence oozing out of every touch. He's demanding the ball, he's running at defenders right away. He's playing like a man who believes he's one of the best, and he's proving it every week. Even neutral fans are enjoying the show, because everyone loves an underdog story. And seeing a Bournemouth player lighting up the Premier League feels very refreshing. To see just how good this side is under Iraola, you have to check out this video right here.